Hello mga kapanga! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hey Adam G, how are you all doing? Well, mainit-init pa, the Miss Universe Philippines organization just released its next online challenge last night. It's the personality interviews this time around in cooperation with Pina Beauty Skincare. And as usual, I'm glad that they had a uniform set of questions for us to really compare the answers of these ladies while taking into account their personalities or the way they answered their questions, which could reveal a snippet of their respective personality. So I really enjoyed it as I got to see these 69 contestants in a very different light. Na walang rampahan at aurahan muna for now, pero labasan muna ng mga personalities nila for the time being. So obviously, my basis for choosing my top picks here are based on how eloquent and personable these ladies in answering these questions. Kasi majority of them naman, kung napanood nyo, really spoke well. But what made them extra or stand out for me here is the way they shared or conveyed their thoughts while bringing out their personalities to the forefront. So if your bets did not make it on my list once again, that means they bored me with their answers here. It didn't matter whether they spoke in Taglish or English, basta I want to feel their answers. Of course, mas maganda if they get to sound more natural, authentic, and spontaneous here. So if I feel their answers are a bit underwhelming, rehearsed, or templated, while sounding kinakabahan or nervous, automatically they are off in my list. So without further ado, here are my top picks for the Miss Universe Philippines 2025 Personality Showcase Challenge brought to you by Pina Beauty Skincare. So I've got 11 ladies here for my content. And number 11 on my list is Ronnie Lakmi Menghamal from Albay. What a great content opener this lady is. I was immediately drawn to the answers of this beautiful Bicolana as everything was just so engaging. Nalabas talaga yung personality niya dito with her great communication skills, personality, and storytelling skills. For a newbie, I already knew so many things about her, like her bout with acne when she was younger, her love for her dad, and her love for the ugly drama of what makes a beautiful Filipina. And I thought the last one was really spontaneous and intriguing to hear. Now, how she relates that ugly drama in terms of how a typical Filipina's fire within. So it was really refreshing to hear. And especially with that 1,000 Boys song sa huling answer niya, parang may tinatago talaga siyang fun personality dito that I can't really explain. So it's my first time to really notice her here, and this is really Rani's secret weapon as early as now. She's so fun and engaging to watch here in this content. Well done, Ronnie. And now we go to my 10th spot, and I'm giving it to Ilana Adana from Siniloan, Laguna. In terms of public speaking skills, no one can deny Ilana's prowess here. You can really feel that she loves to talk, and expressing herself more makes her more beautiful as we get to see that personality beyond her sexy aura. And one trait I am discovering from her here is how she sounds so queenly despite being hounded by an issue regarding her profession. Alam kong mahirap yung pinagdadaanan niya ngayon, but for her to still sound so dignified and diplomatic in this question makes me admire her even more. Na-smile pa rin siya even though her heart is aching. Now, you may wonder why I'm only putting her on my 10th spot is because, I feel there are questions here she could have given a better answer by giving short and direct responses instead of going around in circles. For instance, she was asked about the qualities which makes her a proud Filipina. She kind of went circles again before driving to her main point, and sometimes it has become quite a bit tiresome already to hear her elongating answers, especially if she's volunteering more information, which we have already heard before. So the excitement already wears off, and you hardly get impressed anymore because it becomes quite repetitive and quite performative already, which I hope Ilana could really take note as it's really losing her authenticity a bit. Hopefully, she can remedy this minor problem by the time the finals come. The saying, less is more, also definitely applies to Ilana when it comes to Q&A skills here in Miss Universe Philippines. And now we go to my 9th spot and I'm giving it to Valerie Clare West from Ifugao. Alam nyo, natutuwa talaga ako sa kanya. This lady is such a refreshing discovery here in Miss Universe Philippines. This lady is so blessed with great communication skills given her heritage. But what I love about her interview here is she was smiling all throughout. Unang click pa lang ng button ng interview content niya sa Empire YouTube channel, her smiling face already greets you. And she never fails to smile every time she answers, which is great because that showcases her excitement to talk more about herself, considering that we don't know anything that much from her since she is still a newbie in this competition. Not only is her smiling face that is capturing my attention, but also the way she intelligently answers her questions as well. She is only 22 and she revealed that here in this interview. But the way she expounds some of her questions here or her answers here makes me feel like she has so many life experiences already to draw from. Like, I don't know, diba? Like, I don't know if this hairstyle was also the perfect styling for her here in this content, but she really captured my attention with her spark and personality here. And now we go to my 8th spot and I'm giving it to Jasmine Pago from Manila. I've been keeping an eye on this lady since her introduction here in Miss Universe Philippines this year, and I'm just loving how she has been holding her own in this interview round, as this lady is so well-spoken and easy to be understood with her simple choice of words and humility. Maybe it also helps that she grew up in Canada, so it's easy for us to really appreciate her for being a natural English speaker despite sounding a bit soft-spoken. So seeing myself here, enjoying this interview means she was never afraid to be herself here, especially when she expressed her love for her jowa in the second question. I think that broke the ice for me. Kasi nagpakatotoo siya talaga dito. And I appreciate that considering na napansin ko napaka super prim and proper niya dito sa interview. Actually, including her here in my list is already a no-brainer as she has been a pageant contestant for quite some time now. So this ranking is really making her feel that I am feeling her presence in this year's competition. If she will only open herself up more and be more imposing in the next set of challenges, that could indicate a good showing all throughout this pageant, diba? And now we go to my 7th spot and I'm giving it to Atisa Manalo from Quezon Province. I really have to give it to Atisa this year. She is still impressing me even with her relaxed and composed aura this year. I think this really needs to be highlighted because I feel she is no longer in that phase where she needs to prove to everyone that she is the Atisa Manalo, the beauty queen we really want to see win Miss Universe Philippines this year. Here, kasi here her answers are very simple and relatable. Hindi gigil, napansin nyo, hindi pa impress. Yung natural lang, na childlike na bungis-ngis na Atisa na nakilala natin noon pa, na ang light-light niya panoorin dito. And ramdam mo na she is really enjoying herself here. Now, the only reason why I'm ranking her only on my 7th spot is because her grandmother answers or tribute no longer thrills me because it's something that we have heard from her before. But again, it's really her love for her grandmother that really fuels her to do well in this year's competition. And I am not here to negate that. Siguro what she could have done here is to single out a particular or specific memory, how her grandmother truly impacted her life to still make it sound quite novel or refreshing to hear. But nevertheless, I am loving this relaxed Atisa right now. She is really changing for the better here in Miss Universe Philippines. And now we go to my 6th spot and I'm giving it to another newcomer. Her name is Angele Cabalero Pasco from Davao. This beautiful Davaoeña has been growing on me so far. Apart from having a lovely headshot during the previous challenge, I am really smitten again by her naturality here. This girl is just so authentic with her humble personality, and you really can feel her candor and warmth with her very light and congenial tone. And she endeared me with her very natural responses in all the questions, which makes me want to get to know her. Now, there is something that you can learn from her in every answer that she said here. Whether she used Chris Aquino's famous love, love, love lang in ending that toxic vlogger slash pageant fan question, or relate a favorite song to her ex, she never failed to make us feel her lightness and personality. So, I really want to become her friend from now on. Pwede ba, Angeli? And now we go to my top 5. Ito na. And number 5 on my list here is, no surprise, Dr. Gabby Garbo from Cebu City. Basta pag Cebuana talaga, gifted public speaker. And Dr. Gabby here is no exception. I'm just so happy to be finally featuring this lady here, as I feel she deserves a high rank here on this challenge, as I just love listening to all her answers here because she sounded so natural and queenly with all of it. Kasi you notice how all of her answers were very selfless and geared towards other people, whether it be her loved ones, fans, or even with her community, or even to her community. So maybe I could attribute this for her love of reading or her profession as a doctor. So it's very easy for her to answer questions which reflect everybody's disposition. So I really find her a very, very smart and gifted communicator, a public speaker, because her answers definitely reflect her upbringing or how she was raised as a kid. She must have a good doting set of parents talaga to nurture and guide her all throughout her life. So far, she seems to be possessing a good head over her shoulders right now. So I really, really like her. Alam nyo, yung makuha lang talaga ni Doktora yung perfect styling niya for this competition, pwede talaga umangat ng bongga tong babaeng to sa competition na to. And now we go to my 4th spot, and I'm giving it to, no surprise, I'm happy to be featuring her again, Chella Falconer from Cebu Province. This lady has got to be in everyone's top 5 just because of how she showcased so much of her personality here. I knew Chella would definitely be up here in my list given we have known her as an effective communicator since 2021, which I attribute again to her love for reading. But my gosh, hindi ko talaga inaasahan na she would showcase more of her personality here to the point na babaklain na niya yung mga sagot niya towards the end of every answer that she would be replying here, and I simply love it because this beautiful Cebuana was not afraid to showcase her true jolly self in this interview. Now she doesn't take herself too seriously after all pala. Yung nai-relate pa niya yung swimsuit figure niya sa favorite love memory niya in life, which really made me smile on my seat. So I didn't realize that Chella has this baklang personality after all. Tapos nakita niyo naman, kumanta pa siya towards the end, na she was so unscripted, baklang-bakla talaga, na she's so grounded here, plus her Visayan accent makes her truly a personable lady in this competition. So I want to become a friend of hers right now after this competition. Feeling ko mag-enjoy talaga ako pagkasama ko talaga tong babaeng to every day. And now we go to my top 3, and number 3 on my list here is, no surprise, Winwin Marquez from Muntinlupa. This lady really stood out the most among all the front runners in this year's challenge. And I have to highlight this because Winwin really did great in this interview. And I was just smiling with her personality showcase interview here all throughout. Now she was just very, very commanding with her naturality and effortlessness here, which, to be honest, floors me talaga because I have never seen Winwin so queenly with an interview more than ever than now, especially given her mainstream showbiz background. It's easy for us to think of Winwin as someone bakya. But my God, she stunned me here with how she effectively communicates her thoughts with her simple choice of words and naturality, na she can still engage her audience with her communication skills na may halong storytelling skills pa more than her powerful pasarela skills on stage. So, the result? I was really enjoying every moment of this interview. Hence, she was so relatable and confident in this showcase. I see the simple Winwin beyond her Reina Hispano-Americana persona, so it made me see her in a different light. Now, all this time, she was away from the limelight as she dutifully attends to her kids' needs. All these skills of becoming a beauty queen has never been rusty in her. It's still there. Na gustong-gusto ko talaga si Winwin na pag sumasagot talaga sa mga interviews niya, na she is just full of simplicity and relatability all the time. Yung asawa niya pala is her brother's best friend since she was 6 years old. So everyone could definitely relate with her. Tagos talaga sa puso. Wow. And now we go to my runner-up of this list, and I'm giving it to, no surprise, Taylor Deuna from Malay Aklan. She's here in my list again, as this lady is such a natural when it comes to interviews rin pala. I'm so drawn to her in this interview with her kindness, humility, and spontaneity. Na she was just a perfect mix of all these three adjectives in this interview. And maybe it helped that she grew up in the States. That's why she sounds so natural and unrehearsed. Na no powerful ending statements to impress us, but her heart to showcase her warmth and kindness to us were really evident here. But what I love the most about this interview is that she was able to share something interesting to us, which we haven't known yet. That she was born in Thailand pala and raised in China before moving to the US. So that's really interesting. So since we all know Thailand is hosting the Miss Universe pageant this year, so it made me learn something new or interesting about her. So her likability factor talaga here in this interview is so huge. As you can see that she was just having a good time and not pretending to be someone else. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. Plus, I also like the fact that she also looks good in this kind of ninang hairstyle, which for some reason worked for her on this occasion. Yeah, as I got to see how her eyes lit up every time she answered all her questions here. So I thought she really did great here. From her headshot to this challenge, wow, she is nailing it so far. Well done, Taylor. And now we go to the winner of my list here, and I'm giving it to, no surprise again, Tyra Goldman from Bohol. There is really something about the tone of her voice which just makes us easily warm up to her, as it's very congenial. And I just love how she is such a natural in expounding her personality through the questions that was asked of her here. Now, she doesn't sound so rehearsed, which is really important because her interview here feels like she was just having a casual interview or conversation with the interviewer. And you can see that she was really relaxed. She was really radiating as she spoke. There is this charm and queenly aura that you feel from her in this interview. And what I love most about her answers here all the time is that most of it are very compassionate. You can feel her heart and sincerity without sounding too preachy, especially when asked about the toxic pageant fans vlogger question and her favorite love song, which she dedicated to everyone she loves. O, diba? It was very short and sweet. It was very short but sweet. A very queenly answer, and even though she mentioned that she is half American, she more than made it up by bringing up our culture as to the reason why she is choosing her mom's homeland to pursue her dreams. I just wish though she could have expounded more of it. But I thought she nailed every question with her compassion and empathy. And I think it speaks volumes more than how we have known her so far to be just a beautiful candidate from Bohol. It's as if she is already being interviewed as a title holder already with her queenly and diplomatic responses here. And I love it that she was able to showcase her personality more than her beauty here. I can hear Catriona in her answers, to be honest. This lady can really win Miss Universe Philippines as early as now. So there you go, guys. What do you think about my list? Do you agree with my choices here? Or not? Yet again. Well, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section to see if we have the same picks for this round. Alright, guys. Until my next video. Bye!